Alright, so the first equation, y equals -1, you can memorize that it's a horizontal line, or you can draw a little xy chart and fill in y equals -1 each time. So the x values, you can choose anything you want, like 1, 2, 3, or 0, 1, 2. Plot those points. So we have a point at 1, -1, 2, -1, 3, -1, and you'll start to see that horizontal line forming. On the second equation, you have a slope of -1/2, it's in slope-intercept, and a y-intercept of 1. So plot a point at 1, go down 1 to the right 2. And if you have a big enough grid, hopefully you see that the solution is 4, -1. Alright, number 2, solving for w. So you want to get this w by itself. To get rid of the 2l that's being added to it, subtract 2l. So we have p minus 2l equals 2w. Get rid of multiplying by 2, divide by 2. Sometimes you may see it where it's just the whole left side divided by 2, like a big long fraction bar, and other times you may see it where each term is divided through. So you have w equals p over 2 minus l. You could write it that way, or some people may leave it as w equals p minus l all over 2. I should say 2l. My fault. 2l all over 2. Number 3, to get rid of multiplying by 4, divide by 4. And so you get m is less than or equal to 7. We've got the m by itself. We have it solved. We want to write the equation in slope-intercept form for this line. Y equals mx plus b. M is your slope and b is your y-intercept. So b is where it crosses the y-axis. In this case, your b is -2. And then the slope, rise 1, run 3. Your slope is 1 over 3. It's going uphill from left to right, so the slope is positive. So substitute into slope-intercept, you have y equals 1/3 x minus 2. Here we want to solve it for x. We want to figure out the x value that makes this equation true. So distribute your 7 times x is 7x, 7 times -2 is -14. We've got variables on both sides. We want to get the variables together on one side and your constants on the other side. Alright, so after distributing, you have 4x minus 14 equals 30. To get rid of the minus 14, add 14 to each side. And so we have 4x equals 44. And then to get rid of multiplying by 4, divide by 4. And you get x equal to 11. You can check this by plugging it back in, making sure both sides come out to the same amount. Number 6, to solve this two-step inequality, add 27 each side. -9 plus 27 gives you 18. To get rid of multiplying by 4, divide by 4. And so y equals 4 and 2/4 or 4 1/2, 4.5 if you prefer. I'm sorry, not equals, greater than, my fault. Should not have changed that. So y is greater than 4.5, or you could say y is greater than 4.5. Solving the system of equations, you already have y by itself equal to this expression, so you can replace y in the other equation with that expression. So we have 3x plus 2, and then instead of y, put x minus 4, since they're equal in this system. So this is a substitution. Distribute to get rid of the parentheses, so we'll have 3x plus 2 times y is, 2 times x is 2x, 2 times -4 is -8. Combine like terms, you have 5x minus 8 equals 17. To get rid of minus 8, add 8 to each side, and you get 25. To get rid of multiplying by 5, divide by 5. And so x is 5. Take that value, plug it back in to find y. Papa John's charges $12 for a large pizza, so that's a one-time fee, and $1.25 for each additional topping. So 12 plus 125 times the number of toppings. If we use n for that, it's equal to the cost, and we're trying to write it in function notation. So cost as a function of the number of additional toppings. Number of additional toppings is independent, cost is dependent. So we could write it like that. Some of you may have written cost as a function of number of toppings equals $1.25 times the number of toppings plus 12. That's also acceptable. Write an inequality for this. It's an open circle, so x is less than 1. If it were colored in, a closed circle, then we would have or equal to there. Less than is shade to the left, greater than is to the right. Number 10, find all the solutions to the equation. You've got absolute value by itself equal to a positive number. So that stuff inside of the absolute value could equal 8, or it could equal negative 8. Two-step equations, subtract 3, get 5. Divide by 2, and you get 5 halves, or you can say 2.5, or 2.5 if you prefer. Subtract 3 from each side, you get 2x equals negative 11. Divide by 2, and you get x equal to negative 5.5, or 5.5 if you prefer. Increasing means uphill from left to right. So as you're going from left to right, this is the part of the graph that's uphill. So that's everything to the right of negative 1. Decreasing, that's the part that's going downhill from left to right. So that's x is less than negative 1. Again, we're looking at the x values. Constant, there's nowhere where it's horizontal or constant. So you would just say empty set. Absolute value by itself equal to a negative is no solution. You can write the words empty set, empty set symbol, or the words no solution. You can't take the absolute value of something and get a negative. Average rate of change, that's code word for slope. Slope is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. From 2005 to 2015, so here's 2005. So we have an ordered pair of time is independent, 2005, 3,845. That's going to be your x sub 1, y sub 1, and then the other point, 2015, the population is 4,646. So that's your x sub 2, y sub 2. Plug it into the slope formula. Y sub 2 on top, 4,646 minus 3,845 over 2015 minus 2005. Subtract on top, you get 801. Subtract on the bottom, you get 10. Divide that 80.1 people per year. Or you could say population per year. That's the average rate of change. So, City of Headland grew at an average rate of 80.1 people per year from 2005 to 2015. You have opposite coefficients already, so you can add them just like they are. And and your y's are eliminated. Negative 6x plus positive 10x is 4x. Again, y is added to 0. Negative 6 plus negative 6 is negative 12. Divide by 4. X is negative 3. To find y, plug it back in. You can go to either equation. So we have negative 6 times negative 3 minus 3y equals negative 6. Negative 6 times negative 3 is 18. Two-step equation from here, subtract 18. Get negative 24, divide by negative 3 on each side, and you get positive 8. You can check it by plugging it back in. So our solution is negative 3, 8. These are intersecting lines, and they intersect at that point. Alright, which points are on this line? I suppose you could graph it and plot all those points. That's one way. You can plug these values in. So 2 is an x value, so you'd have 3 times 2 minus 2 times y, which is 1, equals 4. And let's see if it comes out to be the same number on each side. Multiply, you get 6 minus 2, that's 4. So 4 equals 4, that is a point on the line. So this is part of our solution set. If we put 2, 2 in, place x with 2 and y with 2. 6 minus 4, that's 2, so that is not 4. Since that's false, it is not a solution. If we put 4, 4 in, 3 times 4, that's 12, minus 2 times 4, that's 8. 12 minus 8 does give us 4, it checks, it works, it's a solution. If we try 3, negative 1, 3 times 3 is 9, minus 2 times negative 1 equals 4. So 9 minus 2, or negative 2 times negative 1, is positive 2, so that gives you 11, not 4. So that is not a solution. If you try 0, negative 2, 3 times 0 is 0. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. 0 plus 4 does equal 4, so it checks. So it is a solution. So you should have A, C, and E.